Okay, so we are back after knitting, as you can see on the needle, 102 cast on stitches. And Puppy Dog has moved. He's down below. You can see his little feet. And we have done the W outside and can't say that word in the house. And he has successfully barked himself into a stupor because he saw other dogs. So now he's resting and taking his afternoon nap. So now we start the actual pattern. And so we start with row 1. So this part of the knitting is I guess it's the border around the bottom of the poncho. So what that means is that it's done on smaller needles. As I mentioned, these are 8 mm's. And then once you get to 3.5 inches, which is like roughly, I would say maybe there, a little further apart. I'll get my tape measure out when it actually comes time. You're going to switch to bigger needles to do the cabling. So for right now, we're just doing the border piece. So the very first row of the border calls for 3 purl stitches, and then you knit 2, purl 2 to create a rib all the way through until you get to the last 3, and then you purl the last 3. So I just wanted to show you my technique for doing that. So again, this is my left hand needle. I got my right hand needle over here that's going to do the work. So when I purl, again, everybody has their own technique. It's basically putting the yarn in the front. So my technique for doing that is to take the yarn, hold it between these 2 fingers. So I have the needle kind of clasp back here with these fingers. I'm just holding the yarn there. So to purl, you're going to stick it through the first stitch. So you have your needle, you're holding it steady, you're just going to come into the first stitch. I wrap over and pull through. And then you're going to take the stitch off the end of the needle. So that's purl 1. And then I do it again because you have to do purl 3. So you just go in, wrap. Oops, I lost it. So you just go in, you wrap. This is hard to make sure that you can see it and then I'm seeing it at the same time. And then you come, pull it up, and then off. Whoops. Sorry about that. And then you, one more because it's 3. Bloop. All right. Now it's time for knitting. So we start the process of knit 2, purl 2. So for knit 2, purl 2, I get my knitting hand ready to go again. So that's the pinky, wrap, wrap, and then we're going to do 2 knits. So for a knit stitch, much like the cast on, you go in through the bottom to create that X, you grab and you come through and you just pull off the stitch from the needle. So that's 2, then I bring forward and I purl 2. Maybe. It's like when you try to show somebody how to do it, it's always gives you difficulty. Versus when you're just doing it by yourself quietly, when you can just do it fast. And then knit. Whoop. 2. And you can purl, so I'm just bringing my finger forward. Now remember, I cast on very tightly, so all the stitches are kind of tight there. But I brought the yarn forward, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through. Come back for knitting. The knitting goes in through the bottom, around, in through the bottom, around, come forward, in, over, pull, in, over, pull, and you're pulling it tight to make sure the stitches stay tight. Then I knit 2, oops, again with the dropping of the camera, sorry. Knit another one because that's my 2. And then we go purl 2. So again, they're tight on here, so you have to kind of inch them along as you go. So we got the purl 2. Then we knit 2. Boop, doo, 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 doo. And then I come forward. And then, well, I can't look at the camera as I'm doing that because that makes me dizzy. And purl 2. All right, so I'll continue until I get to the end, and then I'll show you what to do at the very end.